Alright, time to get a new episode of If You Give a Dad a Cosplay set up. We are ready to roll. I think I got my Pepsi, I got my phone. Headphones are on. Microphone is in place. We are set to roll. And He-Man is here. Alright, man, it's time. I'm hosting this episode of If You Give a Dad a Cosplay. No, dude, you're not hosting this episode. I'm sorry, I can't let you host this one. I just can't. What do you mean, no? You keep saying you're going to put me in videos. You need to put me in videos. And I will put you in videos. Soon, I promise. Dude, I double deer promise, okay? But this one's a very special episode, so I can't let you do it. Fine. I won't host this one. But you wait, I'm coming. Alright, thank you. So, with that all squared away, now it's time to kick off this episode of If You Give a Dad a Cosplay. We got a very special guest this time. I think you'll recognize him. So, let's kick this off right. Okay, let's start this episode of If You Give a Dad a Cosplay. Now, normally on this show, it's just me talking about all kinds of different cosplay stuff. Today, I have with me my best friend, my Parabatai, which, if you want to know what that is, go listen to his podcast, because he has a podcast too, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. Don't give me that look, you wacko. This is my best friend in Parabatai, Tai Tiger. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this time, huh? Right? This is the first time doing this, right?
Yeah, this is definitely for sure the first time we recorded this.
Yeah, we haven't had technical difficulties, Ben. It's all Ben's fault. So, on the show, we talk a lot about cosplay. Now, Tai is a story writer, he's a podcaster, he's a YouTuber galore. What are we up to now? How many channels?
No comment.
Yeah, like 20-something?
About to be?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bad part of it all is, though, I make fun of him, but like I'm like right there with him on almost all of them. So it's like I wouldn't have my YouTube channels if it wasn't for this dude. That is for shizzle truth. He has managed he has managed all my YouTube channels. So
yeah, pretty much. Even this one.
Yeah, even this one. Because, like, the pretty intro that you read at the bottom of the screen, yeah, that's all him. That's not me. This is our YouTube king. But anyways, we're talking about cosplay, dang it, not YouTube. Stop getting me off track. It's not hard to do. So Tai is actually fairly new to cosplay, correct?
Yep.
What got you interested in cosplay and got you started on, like, media?
The want to dress up as characters and then being friends of you and Mark.
Oh.
Hey, Mark is another friend of ours.
Yeah, Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger, is another friend of ours, which we are the 3 Ranger Bros Studios, which if you've listened to any of our stuff, you've heard us talk about the 3 Ranger Bros. And Mark is a huge cosplayer. Mark is actually the reason I know Tai, because I met Mark, then I met the Zero to Hero Network, and then I met Tai. And then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, completely.
So it was, you wanted to dress up as superheroes, which most of us as cosplayers, that's what we want to do, is we want to dress up as our characters that we truly enjoy. And then you met these two weirdos that do it all the time, and you're like, hey, I can do it if they can.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tai is also a dad, so he gets the whole struggle of trying to be a cosplayer and being a parent. It's not easy. Nope. His is actually younger, so his is kind of like, okay, dad is kind of cool because he dresses up like superheroes. Mine, on the other hand, are like, okay, dad's a little weird, but we're going to let him do his thing. So, with that, what was your first cosplay? I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I'm not 100% now.
That would be my OC.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't right. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, you have your assassin OC, right?
Yeah, he's called Okami, which means wolf in Japanese. And I made him an assassin because I have a lot of props from different things. I have like Sasuke daggers. I had like a bunch of different props, but I don't have anything to go with them. So I kind of made him just like a multiversal assassin, and that's why he's got a bunch of different tools and weapons and Nerf guns and stuff.
So the first video he ever duetted me in, I absolutely love it. It's still one of my favorites. I did a skit where Nightwing is yelling at Beast Boy for getting slime all over the tower, and he had to clean up the slime. So this guy comes on and makes a video where he's hanging upside down, stuck in the slime at the tower, and he's like talking to his boss like, I got a problem.
Yeah, so I played it off as this assassin's broken into the Teen Titan building, and yeah, basically I'm like, hey boss, yeah, I broke into the Teen Titan building like planned, but you forgot to mention the slime on the ceiling, and like it was really hard to edit because I am actually upside down in the video, but obviously I'm not actually upside down. I literally stood there with my arms up in the air.
That had to get tired
Talking.
for a while.
But like, it's not really. The issue wasn't really the arms getting tired. It was more fact of making it look like I was hanging upside down instead of just having my arms up. I had to play it off like my hands are just there. Like the mask gets uncomfy. I can't breathe in the thing to save my life. So that was fun. But yeah, that was a fun video to make.
Yeah. And next was Ben 10. Was that the next big one?
Ben 10, yeah. So Ben 10 came about because in March of 2024, I had a chance to meet Mark, the Red Corner Ranger, in person and go to my very first Comic-Con. And Mark said to me that he was going to go as his Red Ranger, his OC Red Ranger, and I was like, I want to go as something that people can recognize. And I've had an Omnitrix from Alien Force since I was like 9, 10, however long Alien Force has been out for. And I managed to find myself a leather jacket in the form of Ben 10's jacket. It suits me, it fits me, it's quite thick actually. I think I could wear it out in the cold and I'd be fine. And I just got myself some jeans. But I managed to like, the only difference is I have long hair.
He's the grunge version of Ben 10.
Yeah.
He's like if Kevin corrupted Ben. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, his Ben 10 it's actually really cool. I have a couple photos that I've edited together and stuff that's of him and Mark, and he just did it looks really cool. I know, speaking on the Nickelodeon kind of side of the cartoons and stuff, because that's what Ben 10 was on, wasn't it? Was Nick?
I thought it was Cartoon Network, wasn't it?
Maybe it was Cartoon Network. So was the one I'm talking about, though. But I think he was also... No, he was Nickelodeon. Danny Phantom is my next one that I'm really, really working on. So I can't wait to get that one put together, because, yeah, I love Danny Phantom. And we're actually working on a joint project on one of our Universe podcasts, our YouTube channels. Actually, we never said which one we're putting it on, did we?
Yeah, Tiger Tales.
Okay, so it's YouTube channel. That's part of the Marvel Universe. What do we even call this universe now? It's just Universe 19 at this point, because it's not Marvel anymore.
It's literally fan fiction Universe 19.
Yeah, there we go. It started out as Power Rangers Universe 19. Then it morphed into
Kamen Rider.
Then it got Kamen Riders, yep. Then it morphed into Marvel, and now it's morphing into everything. So it's just
Now it's Mega Man. Now it's Danny Phantom and Ben 10.
Yeah. So, and then recently you went to another con where you got to meet some Rangers.
Yes.
And I believe you went as the Dark Spider-Man or the Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I originally had a black suit. I bought it a couple years ago, about a year and a half ago, and it just fitted me, and I struggled to zip it up. Apparently to Amazon, that is a double XL. Sorry, Amazon, you lied.
Amazon's never right.
No, never. So I wanted to go as Spider-Man. I didn't want to go as Ben 10 again. But I was like, that suit doesn't fit me. I'm going to be uncomfortable all day. I don't feel comfortable around people. Like, I don't think my fiance's ever seen me wear it. And so we kind of like found a suit that might fit me. I literally got it the day before I went to the con. And it fitted me like literally putting it on. It was like we're putting on a onesie. I was like, oh my god, this is going so well. The mask is... I can wear the mask longer than I can wear my Okami mask, but it's more the fact of I can't see through it very well, so I find it hard to see. So like, I didn't want to walk around because I didn't wear the mask that much. But yeah, I went as Black Spider-Man, and I got a picture with David Yost, original Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson, Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger, and then Stephen Amell, who's Green Arrow in the Arrow show. So I got pictures of them, which was very cool. And it's actually kind of cool to see, like, I don't know, it was different this time around because Ben 10, I had 2 people ask me for a picture. And then with Spider-Man, nobody asked me for a picture, but a lot of people came and spoke to me. I had quite, like, when waiting in queue for people, there's a guy dressed up as Green Arrow from Arrow Season 3, I think. And me and him just ended up talking about DC and Marvel because he liked my costume and I liked his.
Nice. So, yeah, that actually leads me into the next question. What has your experience been with cons themselves? Like, have you liked seeing all the costumes? Have you... all the vendors, because I know you can go broke at a freaking con. You can go broke getting in the door.
So I've only been to 2, but the 2 I've been to is really good. I think take away meeting celebrities, push that to one side because that's a different kettle of fish. The con itself, I think the one in March was easier. The building, the layout, it was just more room, it was more spacious. You couldn't get lost. It's one big massive hall. You could not get lost. It was just a lot easier to move around. The hall's that big, they even had a station for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle van. They had props that you can go take pictures with. They even had 2 people teach people how to play with lightsabers, like how did lightsabers do in the same hall, stuff like that. That's how big the first hall was. The second building in August, it was multi-layered, so we got lost several times. So we had to ask 2 times, where is this? Where the hell are we going? And they even said, yeah, it's fine, we get it. And it was just stuffy and. Honestly, the stalls weren't that great in the second one. More of the day was more for meeting the celebrities than the actual con itself. But the one in March, we want to go to again the beginning of next year. And I think March is going as well. So I think basically this March will just repeat itself next year. So that'd be kind of cool. It's just easier to go to. And I find because August was so stressful, not just for us, but for everybody, I barely got any pictures with other people, other cosplayers. I think I got 8 pictures. The one in March, I got 30, and that's not an over-exaggeration. I got pictures of everybody I ran into in one in March. Everybody was just yeah, cool, let's take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to a couple more cons than you. I've actually had a booth for us at a con, which that was so much fun. It was such a blast. But I like meeting other cosplayers that are, genuine people. Now, I say that, on TikTok, there are some true cosplayers that, they're cosplayers, they support the community, they're all there for it. Then there's those I want to be famous cosplayers that are just, out for themselves and are willing to tear people down. We, as cosplayers, need to be united, period. I don't care if you look like a supermodel and you're a cosplayer. That's great. Good for you. I don't care if you're 290 pounds like me and dress as a 18-year-old kid that wants to be a pirate king. It shouldn't matter. Yeah. And you feel the same, right?
Oh, yeah, 110%. I've had to, mute comments because I get, 500 notifications an hour. And stuff like that because people just like to hate for no effing reason. It's stupid. But yeah, it's definitely a case of I don't understand how there's people on TikTok that do really dumb things, just the stupidest things ever, and they get so much praise for doing the minority. But then when someone takes time, effort, money, out of their day to look so dope in whatever cosplay that they get slandered. How dare you? How dare you dress up as something? And the funny thing is they'll go and pay to watch a movie where someone is acting and dressing up as a character, but then they'll slander it on TikTok.
Right, yeah. Like for example, if I do my Red Ranger, I have a full costume. The cheapest part of that thing was the helmet. And I'm looking to upgrade that. But yet, people will go to the movies to watch a Power Ranger movie. I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
They're just paid actors, that's all they are. We're just unpaid actors is what we are. We're just doing it for the sheer fun of doing it.
But it's like, I get slandered because I'm a dad, I'm a bigger dude, I paint my nails, I got long hair. Apparently, Ben 10 can't have long hair and paint nails. Apparently, no Ben 10, which by the way, Ben 10 explored the multiverse, no Ben 10 in the multiverse ever had long hair or painted nails. That's never happened, apparently.
Yeah, well, that's not true, but hey, that's the joy of people thinking that they can say whatever they want to say and just tear everybody down. Overall,
Yes.
the big point from this little rant is that we need to be a united front. We need to all support each other. I support Ty. He does an amazing job. He is what I would call more of a closet cosplayer. When he first got started, he was really worried about it with your OC, and he had talked to me about it because he's like, well, I don't have a costume. It's not a full paid for suit, or it's not based off of anybody. And that's when I explained, closet cosplay, that's exactly what it is. Is you take stuff out of your closet and you're a character.
Well, there's you and Mark that are like big inspirations, and then I kind of have to mention Ghost Galaxy Cosplay just for a second, because over the last couple of weeks, I've really watched his cosplay videos because he doesn't have any set character from anything. All of his cosplays are closet cosplays. He has bought the odd occasional jacket from something, but he's not cosplaying as that person. He's made his own bunch of characters. He's turned Silver the Hedgehog into a human and things like this. It's so wacky and so weird, but I'm here for it. And that's kind of the big inspiration. It's like, well, hang on a minute. If he can do that, I am the story writer.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I can, sort of thing.
I will definitely shout him out all day long too. He is amazing. I do know a lot of his characters tend to be Yu-Gi-Oh based.
Yeah, but he's known for dual-taning. That's why
he is.
He's made his following for dual-taning,
which is so cool to actually watch them duel, because you've seen it on the show, you've seen various different duel characters duel, but to see actual people duel too and get into it's very cool.
It's actually weird because when I first became friends with you and we started doing this whole fan fiction audio drama thing, I started doing TikToks where I was pretending to be my main Power Ranger Dante, and I've actually had people come to me on my TikTok account and go, well, if you're doing OCs again, why don't you bring back Dante? And I'm like, hang on, people want to see me dressed up as Dante? So I am working on kind of bringing Dante to full fold, actually make an outfit for him, not the Ranger suit, but an actual normal outfit for him that I can kind of play around and use him to promote Tiger Tales a bit and stuff.
Well, all you really got to do for a suit is get a Black Ranger suit, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
So you come up with the street version of Dante first, and then save up to get Mighty Morphin Black. If you're tuning in and you don't know what that is, Ty has a story called Future Foundation on YouTube. Power Rangers Future Foundation, where he brings the next generation of Rangers forward. And Dante, the character he's talking about, is actually the next Mighty Morphin Black and Wild Force Silver. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I have helped him with that story. We actually have characters in common because we know he's used a character that's mine, that's Eric. We've combined our Adam, so the Universe 19 Adam goes over to his universe. And, his character William, we won't go much into William because we could sit on William for hours. He has become the perfect plot device between the three Ranger Bros. If anything needs to be done, we just go, okay, William did it.
So is that funny you mentioned that? It's actually come to a point now where I'm trying to stay away from William. I'm trying to come up with clever solutions and not use William, because that's how much
conversation on my drive home last night. He's like, well, I was trying to stay away from William. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, that does make sense. Because we have just William and Takeshi, we have used those two for everything. But back to cosplays. I know you're working on a Power Ranger cosplay. Are you still working on that? Getting that one? A certain ninja.
Yeah. So that was gonna be my cosplay for the Comic-Con in August. That was actually my go-to, which was gonna be Adam's Ninjetti.
Frog.
Is it Ninjetti?
Yeah.
The frog outfit. I still really want that. That was going to be my go-to, but I was going to buy it in July, and whatever website I found it quite cheap on tripled in price within 3 days.
That is just terrible.
And I was like, it took me a while to save up the cheap amount, let alone the triple the price amount. I was like, yeah, that's not happening before like the beginning of August.
Right.
So that's why I went with Spider-Man. But yeah, the Ninjetti Ranger, I want to do that. I'm also planning on gender swapping a very particular character.
We have talked about this.
It's still in my Amazon save list. I've got a whole list of everything I need to get.
It's your Red Riding Hood kind of character?
Yes. Which a part of me is doing it because I've always liked the idea of making OCs as close to original characters as possible. Even just gender swapping characters, that counts. But like a small slither of it is I want to do it because I know for a fact I'm gonna get so many views on TikTok, and I'm gonna get so many. It'll be all hate comments. It'll all be hate, but my TikTok account's gonna blow up like mad.
Yeah. So we'll go back to haters just for a second. They don't realize that when they hate, that's just boosting us up, right? They don't.
Oh my god. Some people, I don't mean to sound negative for a second, but certain human beings weren't born with brain cells. That's how I'm going to word it. Like, people don't understand. I do a little TikTok set of videos where I'm updating the title spreadsheet. There's this one guy, and I've left him alone. I haven't blocked him. Because he always comments, "Why are you updating the spreadsheet for? Stop it! You're boring me! Shut up! Do something else for once!" And he does on every video. So I'm like, "Well, thanks for boosting up my video. You're commenting, you're liking and favoriting my videos. By the way, cheers for that." You know, I just left him there. Cool, carry on.
More power to you, right? Yeah. So you cosplay for TikTok a little bit, not as much as I would like you to. Because we currently have no cosplays that are of the same genre. Like if you were to do any of my videos, it'd be just different characters from the videos.
Oh right, yeah. We have characters in the same genre, just not characters in the same thing.
Yeah, because until I get my Danny Phantom, and then Danny Phantom and Ben 10 are going to start having a lot of conversations. I'm just telling you that right now, that it will happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to be... that's going to happen. Especially... And when you get a Ranger outfit, we're going to be talking. So, other than the Frog, is there anybody else you want to do real bad?
Yeah, I want to do, because you've got Tai from Digimon, but you've made him more like adult, like kind of like the older version. I want to do Matt, because Gobimon's my favorite Digimon out of the original lot. And like, I don't really care for like Matt as a main character. Like, okay, he's there, but like Gobimon's my favorite Digimon. Because you've done Tai, I'm like, well, that just makes perfect sense. If I'm Matt, like, come on,
we're best friends. So
yeah, so like, I wanna do like a more grown up version of Matt. Get myself a Digivice, even if it's just like, you know, as long as you know it's a Digivice, and then we can start doing like more Digimon related.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Because
I actually did a video not too long ago where I'm talking to Tai, and he makes a comment about Matt showing up soon, and then you're in the video because you're over here like, why is everybody looking at me? Go away.
Why are you staring at me for?
So that was a lot of fun. Matter of fact, the guy that interrupted the beginning of this video was actually in that video too, which was my He-Man. He keeps hounding me to put him in videos. I haven't done it yet.
Just let him hound. Yeah,
he keeps going at it. So do you? Because like Tai, you're Tai. Mark and I have done videos where we do talk to ourselves, talk to our characters. Is that something you want to do or be interested in starting to do?
Yeah. So I really like when even if it's not cosplay, just when people like do the whole conversation by themselves sort of thing. You know, you do it with your cosplay. Mark's done it a couple of times. Mark's actually generally funny when he tries to edit. Like the edits alone are funny. and things. But like, I also like videos where like there's a guy that I follow on TikTok where he'll talk a lot about gaming companies, and he does one person's the game company, the other person's him as a fan. Thing. So like I'm gonna start by doing it. It's just me, but like I'm gonna have like the writer, the editor, the like me as a YouTube brand sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then once I get enough cosplayers, I'm gonna start like making a cosplay theme. Then where like I kind of want to use the me arguing with myself as like the kind of like a test run, kind of like a template on like how I want to edit them and that sort of stuff. Basically make it so when I do get to cosplay and argue with myself as my cosplay characters, I'm at least know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I completely understand that. So one more question before we kind of just go on to the rant about what we actually all do together. Is what would you say is better? I mean, I know what I would prefer, but do you prefer doing the TikToks or do you prefer the convention life? Because I prefer the convention life because people there are going to accept you.
Oh yeah, conventions, 110%. Like, see, I would easily do more TikToks. It's just more of a case of I don't have the house for it realistically. I do them in my kitchen, so the absolute truth. But like I don't have a lot of time.
Hey,
and
that's it. You
no
need a
offense,
chef character now because you're doing them in your kitchen.
yeah. And like it's more of a case of when I do them in bulk. So like I'll record anything from 4 to 20 TikToks in one sitting. And so because the reason why I do that is because I don't have a lot of time. 5-year-old son, fiance, etc., etc. I've got other stuff to do. Blah blah blah. And so like that's a lot of hard work, and no offense, all the negativities on TikTok, where with a convention, you put the suit on, you go to a convention, and the worst you're gonna get is someone not recognizing where you're from.
Yeah.
Like what your suit, that's the worst you're gonna get. Like it's cool, and like there's people in worse outfits than you, and there's people in better outfits than you, and that's always the case. Like there was some in the one in March, and I'm not discriminating here, but there was a woman dressed up as Harley Quinn, and you could so tell it was cheaply made. I'm not dissing, I'm just saying you could tell it was cheaply made. But then there's also people like there's a guy dressed up as Severus Snape. Honestly, it looked like Severus Snape. I was actually scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like he looked scary, like really good, and stuff like that. It's just It all depends on how much time people put into it. And like there's people that are really creative. There was a woman who was dressed up as a ghost Pokemon train conductor.
Alrighty then. That's some detail. Those are cool though.
And like she had a ghost Pokemon plushie sewed onto her shoulder, and like I was like, that's actually really creative. That's so cool. She's used her imagination instead of going with the basic Pokemon trainer. She took it to a different way. I thought it was really dope. So yeah, conventions, 110%.
So what would you have to say to cosplayers that are going to be like you, that are just new to it? What's your best advice for them?
Don't take slack from anybody. Just do it, and don't feel like you don't look right, in the sense of, let's say you are trying to be an anime character and they have lots of small details and you don't have anything like that. You can still be that character. The multiverse exists, fanfictions exist. You can be Naruto in modern day, for an example. You could be you could be one of the Digidestined. You just wear different clothes. You don't have to look 110% like the person you're trying to cosplay as. That's why art exists and fanfictions exist and all this other stuff. So just do it and have fun with it, and don't take slack from people.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that, and I agree with everything he says. If you want to be a cosplayer, be a cosplayer. Do not let somebody tell you can't do it because you're not the right skin color. There are so many amazing, and I'm trying to be PC with my wording, but there are so many amazing black female cosplayers that
do God, absolutely
amazing job, and they get so much hate because the character's not black.
There is a woman on TikTok who dresses up as 1010 from Naruto, like Shippuden 1010, and she is African American. And can I just say, she looks better as 1010 than 1010 does.
I follow, it might be the same person, I'm not sure, but I follow one. She does a whole bunch of Sailor Moon characters, and she just does them. She looks so amazing, and it's just
I know who you're about.
so you're not the right skin color, fine. You know, I do a lot of Asian characters because I do a lot of anime characters, but I'm not Asian. I'm 42. I'm
Gonna fold me.
Thanks. My English friend over there, he doesn't know anything. You know, so I agree with Ty. Don't take slack from anybody. If you get hate on TikTok, look at it as they're bolstering you. If you get hate on Instagram, they're bolstering you. You always got the delete button. You always got the block button. So don't let it stop you.
Oh, yeah, that, okay, so I quickly have to piggyback off you there when you said about the delete button. Me and Willie come from two different spectrums on that. I'm the person that goes, yeah, just let it go, just let it be there, because it will boost your videos. No matter whether it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, doesn't matter. The algorithm does not understand the difference from positive feedback to negative feedback. It only understands feedback. So if you're getting over 500 negative comments, TikTok thinks, oh cool, they're getting comments, let's push this to more people. You know, it doesn't understand. Willie, however, started deleting his comments, which is fine too. You can do both. It's perfectly fine. It's whatever you can handle. I'm cool with hate comments. Crap the hell on, I don't care.
Yeah, he's so cool that he'll actually argue with you sometimes on them. He'll make videos of arguing with them, which are hilarious because just the way he lays into them is, because
it gets views. That's why.
I've actually done it a couple times, and I'll have him over here in my freaking ear on text message. Oh, the master has become the student has become the master. I'm like, dude. All right. So we've talked cosplays pretty good, which is what this podcast / YouTube channel, whatever we're on, is about. But me and Ty do something a lot more together than cosplay. That is podcasting. We are both big storytellers. We have Power Ranger stories that we have connected. I think every one of our stories is almost connected at this point.
I have one Power Ranger storyline that isn't connected to yours yet.
Keyword in that sentence was yet. Give it time. We'll figure it out. But why don't you tell people what podcasts and YouTube channels you got so people know where to find you and what they can expect to find on them?
Do you want me to list everything or just the story stuff?
Dealer's choice.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm not going to list everything, don't worry. The story stuff's on Tiger Tales. At the moment, there are 5 of them because YouTube algorithm, boredom, ADHD, and just so it's easier for people to understand what particular stories they want to find. Tiger Tales is story content. You'll find a lot of Power Ranger stuff on the main one. That's just Tiger Tales. I game. If you want to watch me game and play games, that's Tai Tiger, just my name. I also have a podcast, which is the Tiger Nexus podcast, which is on podcast platforms and on YouTube. I interview content creators and geeks. I've actually had Willie on twice now. One interviewing him about his content, but the second one was he educated me in the likes of the Shadowhunter books, which is where Powertie comes from. Yep. Which we are. So that was cool. My TikToks also go on. Well, my cosplays also go on Cosplay637, which is a piggyback off his name because he's Cosplay Dude 637. So
which I was actually going to bring that up next. I was like, you're actually part of the cosplay the cosplay family because there's 4 of us.
Yeah, so I'm part of the cosplay family. So there's that one as well. I have a YouTube channel, my son called Best Buds, which is more for him. He's 5. He really likes YouTube. He really likes what I do YouTube. So most of the time it is just him rambling on about something, but it's cool. They're less than 10 minutes. It's just so he wants to YouTube, so that's why that exists. And then there's Yours One Library, which is my art channel. And so at the moment, that's getting numbers like hell, like views like mad. People seem to like what I'm doing on there. I've got a more of a schedule since September. I've had a strict schedule, which I'm following. So every Monday is an art video, and you'll find things like Power Rangers, weapons, Pokemon, Digimon, all sorts of stuff. Each video is different. But yeah, so that's just some of the stuff I do.
His latest video, he did Digimon. And he combined it with Naruto, and just go watch it. Trust me on that. Just go watch it because it is amazing.
I've actually had one of the people I interviewed on my podcast message me on Discord about that video, and they've given me my next anime character turned into a Digimon, and you, sir, are going to like it.
Oh, goody. I always love that. He actually drew my Ultra weapons for me for Ultra Rangers.
Which is my most viewed video on Ozmon.
Which he actually drew a little chibi character for me for the video, which is also amazing, of my OC Eric. So he does all those stories. Good chunk of them have voice actors, which I am a voice actor for him. We are in a not multi-group project, but the three of us are in a project together known as Power Rangers Global, which is a Three Ranger Brothers Studios not podcast, but YouTube show, where we voice act each as different characters. Ty is actually the writer, and he will probably rant about how much he has to get onto me and Mark about helping him with it when it's supposed to be the three of us helping him. Ty is over here usually, dude, I need help. Okay, well, you're writing it, so you do you. He has come to hate that.
Oh yeah, don't be friends with these people. But you've mentioned global, but we've got a new one now.
Yes, we do. I was leading up to that one, which is the Three Brothers Amongst the Stars, if I'm getting the name right.
Yes.
Because I think in my TikTok video I got it wrong, but I don't remember. But needless to say, it's we pay homage to some people that have passed, especially a mutual friend of ours. Ty has honored me by paying homage to my daughter also. And
then Mark's father.
Yes, and Mark's father. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something there. See, this is why we're best friends and parabatized, because his side of the brain works when mine doesn't, and mine works when his doesn't, which is most of the time.
Which, whoa, hang on a minute. I was gonna say, hang on. I'm sure my brain works 90% of the time, and your brain works 10% of the time.
That's just because your brain doesn't shut off. Okay, I thought I had bad ADHD. Yeah. You have worse.
Yeah, that's facts. That is facts.
But yeah, it's a really cool story about three brothers that are going to be traveling through space, and we're going to be going to tons of different planets. So we're not just going to see like new planets that are made up in Ty's brain, which there are some weird stuff up there. There is some weird stuff up there, let me tell you. But we will be going to places like Oa. We'll be going to Themyscira. Not Themyscira. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Okay. Go ahead. You're crossing your arms.
I was gonna say, do you just want me to do this?
Yeah. Go. Shoot.
Yeah. Okay. Kalon 1 from the Orville. We've got planets from Power Rangers like Eltar and Aquitar. Oa from DC. We've got planets from Marvel, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who. Basically anything with space or planet travel, it will be brought into it at some point. But we're also adapting things and making them into planets. So, for an example, I'll just give you an example. This is one that's planned, but I'll just give you an example. We're taking the idea of Sword Art Online and The Matrix, where people plugged into machines and living a better life in, some cyberspace, making a whole planet. So everyone in the planet's asleep. They're all in these devices. They're all plugged into a game. And the three bros kind of turn up and everyone's asleep and it's all confusing and stuff happens. But that just give you an example. We're also making planets based off other things. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be. And the way he comes up with these stories, we're working on a massive crossover right now. Well, he's working on a massive crossover. I'm just voice acting for it. And giving him my characters to use, because it's a massive, multi-dimensional, multiversal crossover. And
dude, I've never been so excited to write a crossover in my life.
I will give Ty some extra bonus points because he does crossovers amazingly. He does write them amazing. We've done, 3 crossovers in total so far that you've written? Well, 2 of them are Christmas.
We've done 2 Christmas. I've also done the Party Invasion crossover. I did a Halloween one. And now we're doing a major Power Ranger and Kamen Rider crossover, and we're also doing an anime Christmas one as well.
Is that our Christmas special this year? Was the anime? I was trying to remember which one we were doing, because we try to, at the 300 Bro Studios, we try to do a Christmas special for our fans, and that will go across all our platforms. So you can find Ty on my platforms too. He is writing in Marvel Universe 19. Marvel Universe 19. He has a story where he does Avengers.
Stories.
Yes.
Stories. I now have 2.
That is right. You do have 2 because you have the Raft Escapees, which is connected to my stories. So we're actually literally bouncing off each other. He has to come up with the villain, and then I have to come up with how to catch the villain. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, you can find him on Nerds Through Comics, which is Mark's podcast, where he takes famous comics, some obscure comics, and turns them into audio dramas, which we all voice act for. So, with all that being said, this has taken longer than I expected it to. This is going to be like the longest episode of If You Give It At a Cosplay ever, because I don't ramble on this much, but when you put Ty and me on a phone call together, madness will ensue.
Yes.
Plain and simple. So, Ty, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you, what screen names they can find you under, and all that good jazz before we cut out of here?
Okay, so Instagram and Facebook is the Tiger Entertainment Network. On TikTok, it's Tai Tiger 777, TAI. That's the Japanese way of spelling it. And then I've already listed YouTube. Not going to dive that back into that. And yeah, you can also like get a hold of me on Facebook and Instagram if people want to like come talk to me about content or TikTok or podcasting.
He's had some great interviews on his podcast, so I definitely suggest checking out the Tiger Nexus podcast because he does get some really cool people on there. Not speaking of myself, because we just do like we always do.
And then quickly, if you want to come join the Discord, that's the Tiger Network server. You can come chat with the voice actors, me and Willie included. And then if you guys want to come and talk about story writing specifically, we have a Discord called the Storyteller Workshop, which literally, if you make them into audio dramas or you upload them, or it doesn't matter if you upload them or not, if you just write stories, you guys can come along. And there's like 4 people in there so far who upload their stories onto stuff. Which is myself, Willie, Mark the Recorder Ranger, then A-Crown, and like we can help, we can like bounce each other ideas and stuff like that. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, we are a good group to bounce ideas off each other. We help each other all the time, so definitely go check out those Discords if you want to join us. You will see the madness ensue even more than what you just watched.
Madness, we're completely sane. What are you on about?
Yeah, okay. So thank you for watching this episode of If You Give It At a Cosplay. I will see you real soon. Until next time, later days.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of If You Give a Dad Cosplay. Now, if you like the If You Give a Dad genre, you need to check out the original podcast that's called If You Give a Dad a Podcast, led by Jared, and the spin-off YouTube channel, If You Give a Dad a YouTube channel, hosted by my Parabatai and best friend, Tai Tiger. We are all in association with the Zeo to Hero podcast network. Again, thank you for watching, and till next time, later days.